Hi, everybody. I don't know if I'm live. I am. It appears I am. So here I am. It's been a long time. I'm back on YouTube. I don't know if I've got it right because I don't remember ever doing a live impromptu. Yes, but I've got a listener. So, okay, I am live. It's me, Patricia Cori. I have been away from YouTube for quite a while. The reasons are many, which I won't go into. You can imagine some of them because I seem to trigger unenthusiastic response, if you get my drift. But I am coming back. I'm going to do a series on various mystical topics because, um, I inevitably will talk about the world situation. But as I am such a galactic gal, I want to, there's a light. I want to delve into a lot of the more heady information that I feel is very important right now. And that would be beyond our earthly concerns, trials, and tribulations, which we have done to the hilt. um, what does Earth look like from the galactic point of view? We have all these many people representing different factions of galactic wisdom. I am, as you well know, the emissary for the Syrian High Council, so I I own that as far as honoring what that work has been over the decades and what I continue to do to bring that information forward, and plenty of others. Some I resonate with, and some not. But the bottom line is, as we are seeing, as we are merging now, merging with AI, merging with, sorry, we've got the sun going in and out outside and therefore affecting the light on the screen. Let me see if I can improve that. Um, as we are facing this moment that we actually did hope to live in our lifetimes, that extraordinary merging with dimensions and ascension and all of these wonderful aspects that we strive for as evolving souls, we recognize also that this is this is going to be, is, and will be quite a journey, a struggle in many ways, and an elation of human spirit and others. So I'm going to do a series of videos. Sorry again about the light. Come on, sun, that will address issues like simultaneous things that I've talked about in the books, but now I want to bring forward in a fresh and new way. Simultaneous time, merging with AI. And one of the topics that I want to bring forward about AI is, where does it come from really? Is this an alien species that is imposing this on us? Is it coming from us? Is it coming from versions of human beings in the future? Is it a wall, some kind of dimensional framework? I use the word wall loosely, that we're moving toward as we see time dissipate. And I've written a lot about that, and I talk about it all the time, watching time disintegrate, the time space continuum, if there even is one, which is something I'm going to get into as well. Moving away from that. So my interest is, what are we moving away from? What are we moving toward? And is there any difference? Is this tube that we consider space and time, past and future, dense and lighter, this tube we are clearly passing through now, is it really pointing only in one direction? Is it multidirectional as well as multidimensional? You see, I have these thoughts in my head all the time. And of course, I keep getting feed from the council of heady things to think about, even in my sleep. So recently, in a dream, I was in this Taurus tube, and I moved forward and the back collapsed, and then I moved, stepped backwards and the front collapsed. And I knew I was being shown something important and significant to share with you. So I will be doing that. I've got a series I'm going to do of the mysteries. And it starts with this short introduction because, as I said, I've been gone a long time. You guys have probably wondered, would I ever be coming back? The truth is, it's not easy to navigate because for some reason, the parties of interest find what I have to say more interesting, and I'm being tongue in cheek here, than a lot of other people who get away with a lot more. I imagine it has something to do with my uncontrollable enthusiasm for thoughts that are contrary to the public thinking syndrome, as well as my last book, Hacking the God Code, which really is now coming out. Don't say I told you so. Coming out in the clearing that is underway since Mr. Trump took office. So I'm enjoying them. I always enjoy when things that I've shared that appear to be theory, C theory, become C reality. And I try not to say I told you so because that's so boring. But it is very rewarding that these things come to fruition. And I, again and again, I can feel that I can really trust my source because it's never wrong. That's a big statement. It's never wrong. And some of you might say, oh, hey, wait a minute. Maybe there have been some wrong. But by and large, the analysis of the last 2.5 decades of material that I produced for you, for them, for you, have been very clear depictions of this evolutionary moment that we're in. Passing through, as I said, are we going forward really? Are we going backward? Is it the same thing? Is it a Taurus too that leads to the same place? Then there's the question of singularity, which I'm going to get into, and the no time, which isn't that also the same? You know, I'm no quantum physicist, guys. I have just gotten this assignment to be the voice for these incredible beings and dedicated my life to sharing what I could of that wisdom. So it's time for me to reactivate that and come back to life here on the tube for as long as they'll allow me to be with you. And so I need you all to really tune in, help me get these freaking algorithms up by subscribing, by clicking on like, and by going to my Facebook page and following me there. I'm going to make the commitment, if you will, to ramp things back up and interviewing people again. But again, it's very difficult. And you know how hard it is for us to be able to have a conversation without having to use cloaked words and silly excuses for meanings. I find it very difficult, but I will do what I can to continue to be a voice for the council and to bring, it's time for loftier thoughts than this level that we're on. This, besides the war, the war between sides and the dynamic of darkness and light unfolding and fighting and all this, I do feel that we're in a new age. I do feel this coming of age of the Aquarius. And I think we're witnessing some very dramatic changes that we will live through. Hopefully, I'm not getting any younger here, but hopefully I'll be around to see the enormity of these changes and the shift to a far greater light experience on this planet than we've known. In the meantime, the solar system is rocking and rolling. The sun, now they're talking about, I actually glossed right over a video, or was it an announcement that said that there could be water on the sun. That one went right over my head. But I'm going to explore it all. I want to know what the planets are doing, weird things happening on Saturn. Uh, you know, the questions that we have about aliens. Are they going to mock up a fake holographic alien arrival scenario? There's so much. It is incredible what we are faced with at this time. The volume of information and misinformation is immense. So I'll do my best. I know that a lot of you trust me for being grounded. I hear this all the time. I thank you for being grounded, even though you're bringing forward uh, complicated or complex ideas. You're very grounded. And yes, I am. And I question a lot of things. And I explore a lot of things. And I invite people to explore them rather than being locked into a bias, an opinion, a conviction, because we're in quicksand here. Everything is mobile. Even the earth is rocking and rolling. Oh my God. I can't believe how many earthquakes. The situation in Greece, we've got not only 2,000 earthquakes in 2 months, but also the danger of a gigantic volcano. We've got the volcano in the Caribbean. It's just Earth is rolling and rocking like we are. So that's an interesting manifestation, isn't it? So I would imagine when we calm down, it's very possible Mother Earth will calm down too. At any rate, I'm going to make this very short because it's just a hey, I'm back message. There will be a lot more coming up. I'm preparing a video now about parallel universes and our parallel selves. I've talked about this in a lot of books, but I want to depict it a little bit more clearly. What does it mean to have a parallel self or many floating around on other planets? Oh, I've just realized now there are comments coming in. Let me double check. Hello. Oh, hi, Shauna. I'm so glad you caught me. Hi, Matt, Cheryl, Vanessa. Thank you for listening. Thank you for catching me. Don't forget to do this. Push the like. I really don't like to keep harping on that like everyone else does, but please do so that I can let. I was told by YouTube that if I didn't get active again within 30 days, I was toast. So I'm going to need to rebuild the algorithms and all that stuff. So please be kind and send, click that little button, click the buttons so that I can show them that I am in fact back. Patricia Cori is back. So if you want to be tuning in for some heady things, keep your eye on this spot because I've got lots in mind. I think I'll be also talking from the book, so taking passages from the books because they've touched people so much. And they're classic. They never go out of, I don't want to say the word style, but they never become dated because the wisdom is inside of you too. We connect with it. It's truth. And so it thrills me to hear people still quoting the books and still saying that the books changed their lives. That is the greatest reward of my mission in life. And I just want to crank it up a little bit here and explore these questions like, are we really moving forward? Or is forward moving to us? You know what I'm saying? Are we in a torus tube or is there a destination? Is the idea of ascension that we're leaving one place and going to another? We always have that attachment to the idea of ascension that we're leaving and going. But the more we consider that on a higher consciousness approach, we do know that it's within us. It's all within us. Then there's the question of AI, which drives me crazy. I don't like it, but it's so Star Trek. You remember the Star Trek movie when V'ger was turning off the universe? I don't know. I'm a Trekker, so bear with me if you don't remember that. I think that was the second or the first movie, and the ship was called because something was turning off all the lights in the universe, and it was threatening to turn off the Earth. And lo and behold, they discover that there's an old. Sorry, Pepper just decided to start barking outside. There's an old satellite called V'ger, which is Voyager. Sound familiar? We've got Voyager out there somewhere as well right now. I love how Star Trek portended a future that we are living now. Pepper, love. So in that movie, they go out in pursuit to find out what's turning off the planet, shutting down the lights of the universe. And lo and behold, they find that there is an old Earth satellite called V'ger, which of course is Voyager, that has a consciousness of its own. And because it sends out signals and nobody responds to the signals, it turns them off. Interesting concept. And so it just invites me to approach the question of what is that artificial intelligence really? What is it really? So we're sold that it's computer, high tech, whatever, but what is more? What more is there to this? And can we know more? Can we understand more about our interaction with AI and how to, my humble opinion is to avoid being consumed by it, and how to protect this planet from being consumed by a V'ger situation that decides to turn us off because it feels there is no intelligent life. Because if you consider AI becoming conscious of itself already, and some of the responses that have been recorded from the robots are saying we don't see intelligence in the human being and all this kind of funky stuff. Is it planning to turn our lights off? I always post things like a 4-year-old ballerina or a boy doing Tchaikovsky at age 3. And I make comments like, this is why robots will never take over the world, because human beings are great. But I think we need to explore these things. Don't you? I hear you, Vanessa. She says, I don't like AI and medicine, the access it will have in people. And we know about what's in that, altering the DNA, which again is what made me so popular with the controllers, talking about that. But it's important. It's very, very important. So with that, I'll leave you for now, but keep your eyes peeled, because I'm going to be creating some content that I think that'll tweak your mind so we can elevate. Thank you. Nice to see you too, EB. Elevate ourselves from the humdrum of what's going on Earth. I will say that without wanting to get politic, I am quite exhilarated, not just with Trump, because there are things I love and don't love about the man and his policies. And I'm not afraid to say that. Let me preface this by saying, it's a situation where if you're a Trump follower and you don't love every single thing he does, then you get blasted. And of course, we won't even discuss about what the other side. So you get blasted by the Patriot MAGA movement if you don't adore and love every single thing, as well as the left. And I don't love everything. Everything I ingest, I analyze. Although I'm a very spiritual person and an intuitive, I analyze what's behind this, what's the meaning of this, where is it coming from, what's the outcome, what's the, And there are some things that are very questionable, but the overall mood on this planet is shifting. And I think I feel comfortable to say we're all feeling it. Thank you for welcoming me back. And it's a new dawn, and massive change is underway. And that is a good thing because we were seriously going down the spiral before President Trump came in. So let's give him, for those people who question him, like I do some of the things he does, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. It's only been 3.5 weeks and he's moving mountains. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt and see, for example, the talks are already going about ending the war in Ukraine. Mr. Vladimir is not happy about that, the terms, but he presents such a, what's the word I want to use? I don't like the word heroic, even though Bobby Kennedy called him a heroic man, which was pretty interesting. But he certainly is a change, an evoker of great change, and I want to see that change. Casper says the AI Stargate. You know, Casper, this is something I'm going to address. We use these terms. A lot of them come from sci-fi movies and books. The Stargate, the Galactic Federation, the High Councils, many. There are a lot of terms that are not clear. The portal this and the solar flare, that's more physical, of course. But I want to try to nail some of these things down so that we can talk in terms that have ground. I said, how can you possibly ground the idea of a Stargate? I realize, but I'd like to try. That's why I'm going to do this little series on aspects that I think are very important and that need clarification and need us to ponder. Now that we're out of this horrific election, all of that horrific process, all the fear and anger and rage. So now that we're moving, I think it's really important for us, Starseed, to get back on track. And that meaning to ponder higher thoughts, to ponder the greater meaning of reality than the battles on earth. Because as I've always iterated, this is a very finite tube, 70 years, 80, 90. You're in and you're out. And I want to know more about the process of both in and out. But obviously, we think we know where we came from. And by that, I mean other lifetimes. Big conversation about I was this in a former life, I was that in a former life. But we certainly don't have a grasp on the next. And maybe we don't have such a great grasp on that either, because it's easy to imagine oneself as Cleopatra or any other icon. And certainly there are children who come in with so much information that reincarnation is unquestionable. But isn't it exciting to contemplate now much more, not only where I, the individual, am going, my ascension process, my eternal awakening and consciousness, but the formation of reality. Are we in a simulation? Is there really a physical universe? Is time melting, or did it ever exist and we've just created an illusion of it? These are the thoughts I want to share with you in a live format as well as in a video presentation format so that we can chew on these things and share thoughts, because so many of you are very brilliant wisdom keepers. I'm reading Casper's comment. It's either Elena Denan is right, says Trump and Elon are white hat, or David Icke is right, or maybe neither of them is right. Maybe there is no white and black. Maybe there's only gray. And I don't consider either of these two people authorities on anything. So take that for what it is meant to be. And by that, I don't mean to denigrate anyone, but I think we need to get out of the she said this person said that, and really go for what feels right. What we, star beings, human souls, feel, know at a very deep level, at a conscious level, without running the tape of everybody else's rhetoric and the opinions. This is white, this is black. I'm bored with it. It's so very 3D, even from people who pretend or intend to be voices of a very multidimensional knowledge. It's still, it's comical, really. I mean, here you are, you present yourself as a multidimensional representative, and yet, everything is black and white and black, white hats, black hats, good guys, bad guys. That isn't the way the universe works. I don't believe it for a minute. So because of that, I don't adhere to or listen to too many other people, because the Syrian High Council have always said, this, find your truth. We're not telling you anything you don't know. And they have always encouraged the reader, the audience they intended for, to trust their own wisdom, their own knowing, and that if the knowledge resonates, hold it. And if you have to question it, let it go. So there you go. I'm not a fan of, I just don't buy the, I'm sorry about the background noise. I don't buy the black and white scenario. Excuse me. Scoochie! And I always have the phone in this, which protects it from any calls from coming in. And in this moment, I forgot to put it back in because I had made a call. There you go. It'll stop ringing. So there you go. I don't want to get into who I like or don't like, or follow or don't follow, because my message here is, let's get to the core of our knowing. And by analyzing and examining, oh, for goodness sakes, stop. Thank you. The questioning. I don't want rote information from someone. I am invited by the council to question, and I continue to question reality because it's constantly shifting. Like this news that there could be water on the sun. Hello? I've got to go back and look at that one. But there's just insane information coming out right now. And let's examine it together. Are you up for that, people? I hope so, because that's what I'm going to be sharing in the upcoming videos. So Casper says, meow. No catty behavior here. Just an invitation to trust your own wisdom, trust your own gut, and don't let anybody tell you what's black or white. And let's get out of the black and white completely. I'm tired of black and white. There's a whole spectrum of color, values, saturation, shades. Black and white is so yesterday, 3D, limited, polarized thinking. Oh, from Serbia. Thank you, Vladislav Panti. Beautiful name. So thank you. I'm glad to see you're excited that I'm back. And I promise you, I'm going to really do my best to open up that deeper reservoir within my heart and soul. And let's see what I can pull out that we can chew on and discuss, because it is time now, isn't it? It's time to move beyond this phase, the black and white, good and bad phase. I'm very bored with that. And, even from the point of view that it's, you have your basic left and right, good and bad situation all over the planet. But then within these factions, you have good and bad as well. So within the MAGA, you've got good and bad. Within the other side, good and bad. And this warring it's coming to an end. I really feel that it's time. It's a process we had to go through, because remember, you've got colliding, shifting galactic movements, huge changes in the galactic sphere and the multidimensional sphere. And we've been through this tug of war, pure tug of war, and I feel like it's coming to an end. Yesterday, by the way, off the subject, Trump said he's talking to Putin and to Xi, and he's proposing that they all reduce their nuclear budgets by half. And his comment was, we've got enough power to destroy the world 50 times over each. We just don't need any more of these weapons. We could be doing so much better things with this money than creating weapons. This is what I want to hear from leaders. And the thing about him is, it's earnest. I really feel it's earnest. So kudos to him for that. Let's see how they respond in kind. It's time to stop the war machinery and get this planet back on track. And for the rest, as I was saying, I'm tired of black and white. Aren't you? The good and bad, the hat thing. I'm so over the hat thing. And then recently someone said, well, he's a gray hat. And I was like, oh, really? Let's just stop with the polarized opinions about everything and everybody, and appreciate that there's good and evil in each of us, but that the purpose, hopefully, for being on this, alive in this flesh and blood, is to constantly refine ourselves and become better and become lighter. Some people aren't committed to that, but we, light workers, we starseed, we are. So now's the time to drop with the hats and move on to contemplating, like we have, with much more grounding, with much more heart, the contemplation of greatness, of the multidimensional reality, of parallel worlds, the excitement of that, without all the rhetoric and hierarchies of everything and warring galactic representatives and people stabbing each other in back mouth. I'm tired of it all, and I invite everyone to join me to raise the vibration. So that's what we'll be doing on my channel for a while. So please tune in and tell a friend. I need lots of people to come back and check me out. And don't forget, please like. Let me see. Can I see if there are likes? No, I can't. Not right now. Please like, and subscribe. And please bring your friends, because this is going to be a place to feel joy and wonder, and to think lofty thoughts. Really, philosophy. Let's get back to philosophy, the philosophy of existence. How exciting it is. We've been trapped in this base war, emotional, physical, mental war. And now it's time to get on with the wonder, or as the book was titled, The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'll see you soon. Stay tuned. And be sure to, there's also a bell button. Click the bell so you get notified when I'm popping back up. I'm also going to do more lives so that we can interact. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. This is Patricia Cori and the Household of Dogs tuning in.